Ancient religious texts often carry a reputation for being rigid, collections of unchangeable laws handed down by authorities whose word is final. However, Indian civilization traces its origins to a different source. Its roots, stretching back 3,000 years, were defined by a culture of relentless, rebellious questioning. The Vedas represent the start of this record. These thousands of hymns were composed and then passed down orally for over 100 generations, committed to memory with such precision that they survived for thousands of years without ever being written. For centuries, these texts focused on external rituals, specifically the yagya, or fire ceremony. By making offerings to deities like Agni, the god of fire, early society sought to maintain a harmonious relationship with the cosmos. Over time, simply performing the motions of sacrifice began to feel incomplete. Spiritual seekers began to wonder if there were truths that the rituals couldn't reach, internal forces operating behind the smoke of the altar. 3 specific conversations pushed the civilization into a new era of thought, prioritizing the internal mind over the external ritual. Shvetaketu was a young student who returned home after 12 years of studying the Vedas. He was incredibly proud, believing his years of memorization had made him a master of the world. His father, the sage Uddalaka Aruni, immediately challenged this pride. He demanded that Shvetaketu explain the unseen reality that makes all things possible. When the boy couldn't answer, his father began a lesson that would change his life. Uddalaka has his son split a tiny banyan fruit, then a single seed within it. When Shvetaketu sees only emptiness inside, his father explains that the sprawling banyan tree is already present within that invisible essence. This is Brahman, the divine essence residing in every being, connecting everything in the universe into a single, cohesive system. The lesson concluded with a phrase that redefined the student's place in the world. Tat Twam Asi. You are that. Every bit of that universal essence was present in the boy himself. Another seeker, a boy named Nachiketa, took this inquiry to the most extreme limit possible. After an argument with his father, he was sent to the world of Yama, the god of death. Instead of showing fear, Nachiketa treated the encounter as an opportunity. He refused to leave until death explained exactly what happens to the self once the physical body ceases to exist. Death tried to distract him with offers of wealth and power, but the boy remained persistent. Eventually, Yama yielded, revealing a concept that moved past the physical form, the Atman. The Atman is the immortal self hidden within every creature. It is neither born, nor can it die. This links the internal to the external. The individual Atman and the universal Brahman are revealed to be one and the same. These ideas were not restricted to quiet family lessons or myths. They were the center of public life, argued in royal courts like that of King Janaka, where scholars gathered for high-stakes philosophical debates. A female scholar named Gargi rose to challenge Yajnavalkya, the most renowned master in the court. She fired a relentless series of questions about the nature of the world and the essence of reality, eventually pushing the master to the limits of what he could explain. Gargi's victory in this arena proved that in this culture, the power of a question could shatter social hierarchies and gender boundaries, making inquiry the highest value in society. These dialogues formed the Upanishads. They moved the center of Indian culture from the performance of physical sacrifice to the study of inward psychological discovery. This logic created a new moral framework. If every person shares the exact same Atman, then the lives of all creatures are inextricably linked. This realization gave birth to a universal mantra, "May all creatures be happy." This tradition of debating authority eventually gave thinkers the confidence to look beyond even the Vedas themselves. Radical new paths, such as Buddhism and Jainism, were the direct evolutionary result of this mindset, proving that the tradition of questioning was more powerful than the texts that started it. An ancient wise saying calls true knowledge the greatest wealth, something that cannot be stolen or weighed down. The ultimate legacy of India's cultural roots is not just the answers they found,
but the courage to keep asking the questions.